In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to set up a business Pinterest account so that you can utilize Pinterest for your blog. Pinterest is a really great tool for bloggers to use, and I get hundreds of blog views every month just from Pinterest alone. There's a lot that goes into Pinterest, so today we are just going to start with the most basic step of actually setting up your account and turning it into a business account. I'm going to be doing a series here on my channel where I talk super in-depth with all things Pinterest. So if you're excited for that and you want to learn more about Pinterest, don't forget to subscribe. But let's just jump right into the video today and get started. So the first thing you're going to see is when you go into Pinterest, obviously you're going to see this screen. You're going to want to just go in the corner and click on sign up. And you can either continue with Facebook or Google, or you can just continue with your email. Since we're going to be creating a Pinterest business account, we want to go down to the bottom here and click create a business account. And you're just going to go type in whatever email you use. So I'm going to do that now. So now that we have created our business account, we're actually going to go ahead and set it up. So you're going to come to the screen. It's going to say, what should we call you? And it's going to be your business name. I'm going to pretend that the account that I'm setting up is for a beauty account. So I'm just going to name my account something random, business beauty blogger. Obviously you want to put your own name in there. Do I have a website? Technically, yes, I have a website, but since this is a throwaway account, I'm just going to put not yet. You also want to put in a profile picture. Now you can do one of two options here. You can either put in a logo if your brand isn't really personal and it's not about you, it's just about a logo and your business. But I highly recommend putting a photo of yourself because it will make your business and your Pinterest profile more personable so people can actually connect with you when they go to your profile. But it's really up to you which one you choose. Now describe your business or brand. So my business is going to be beauty because for my throwaway account, it's going to be beauty. You're going to put whatever yours is, of course. Describe your brand. This might vary based off of what you're in business for, but I am in business as a blogger. So I'm going to click that and move on. Would you ever be interested in running ads on Pinterest? I personally do not run ads on Pinterest, and I get a good amount of traffic from Pinterest without it. But if it's something that you want to look into in the future, it is something that I do plan on playing around with eventually, but it's not something that I see a real benefit to right now. So I'm just going to click I'm not sure yet so that I can have the option to later if I choose to. Now we go to where would you like to start? So in one of the next videos that I do, I'm going to be talking about pin creation. And there's a lot that goes into pin creation, so we are going to skip that for this video just because we are doing the specific setup for this account. And I already talked about creating an ad. We're definitely not going to be creating an ad if we haven't even finished setting our account yet. So we are going to go to showcase your brand and building our profile. So this here is a section where you can kind of flesh out your profile, make it more personable, and customize it to you and your brand so that anybody that goes to your profile will be able to see this information. So hopefully you have a photo of yourself or a logo. If you don't have a professional looking photo yet or a logo, you can just focus on that later. Don't let that stop you. So for me personally, what I like to do because my brand is more personal, I'm going to switch over here to my Pinterest account. I have my first name because I only share my first name. I don't share my last name anywhere. I share my first name and then a little line and start a blog tips. So there's a lot that goes into Pinterest and making sure your account is SEO ready and has a lot of keywords in it. And I'm going to get into all that in a later video, but right now you can just put it as your business name. I put it as start a blog tips because that's one of the keywords that I try to rank for a lot of my blog posts. And so my username is going to be Business Women Thrive because that's the name of my blog. So your username is important to change because when somebody goes to your Pinterest account, that is what your personal link is going to be. So www.pinterest.com/businesswomenthrive. And that will be the link that people will go to get to your profile. So you want to make sure that's filled out as well. And then you have your about profile. Mine is filled out here. Learn how to start a blog and then what I teach people to do, and check out my blog below. Because once you get your profile set up, there's going to be a link that people can click to go to your website once you claim your website. And so mine has already been claimed here. You want to make sure that you claim your website as soon as possible so that you can get your account set up quickly. You can put your email address in if you want. I don't have any of this information filled out because it is not necessary or needed, but you can fill out that information if you like. Let's go back here and go to account settings. So this is my throwaway email that I have. I can do my preferred gender. So I am a female and my business type is a blogger. Then you can also set it to log into your Facebook account or your Google account so that you can log into your account, your Pinterest account. You have the messaging option, which you can decide whether you want to receive messages or not. And then here's just some deactivating or closing your account, which obviously we're not going to touch. Now we go to the claiming your website. So you want to claim your website obviously as soon as possible. You can claim your Instagram if you want. I don't have mine claimed because I don't use it very often, but I do have my Etsy and my YouTube account claimed on my real account so that I can hopefully get some traffic to there if I share something from there. I want to get some traffic to my Etsy and to my YouTube. So feel free to claim those if you'd like. Bulk creating pins. I've never used this feature. I just use Canva to create my pins and I upload them manually. So I'm not exactly sure what this section is all about. So we're just going to skip it for now because you're not really going to need it to set up your account anyway. Now we can go to the notification section. So this will be your own preference, how you'd like to receive notifications on Pinterest. And you can go through and edit them. So if you want to get a notification on activity on your pins through your email, or if you want Pinterest to send you different suggestions for boards or things that you can follow, recommended searches, there's just a lot of different things in here. And it really all depends on your preference if you want push notifications or whatever. I'm going to leave these all as they are because this account I'm obviously not going to be using. Now we get to the privacy and data section. We can go to choose who can mention you. This isn't really that important. Nobody mentions people on Pinterest. So you can just do it as anybody or you can turn it off. But honestly, nobody uses this feature, so it doesn't really matter what it is. And then we can do search privacy. So it says hide your profile from search engines, for example, Google. You want to leave this box unchecked. You don't want to hide your Pinterest account from search engines because you can actually get your pins ranked on Google and get traffic to your pins that way. So you want to make sure that you can have as many different avenues to get traffic to your pins and hopefully your blog if they actually click through to the pin. So you don't want to hide your site from Google. You want to make sure that Google can rank your pins if you do the SEO keyword research well enough to get them actually ranked. And then there's just a few more personalization options that you can check down there. Now we get to security. I don't have this two-factor authentication. This is going to look a little different once you go into your email and actually claim your account to say, yes, this is my account, and yes, I do want to set this up. So mine doesn't say much here because obviously I haven't claimed my account based off of my email. But two-factor authentication is basically you either get a code sent to your email or a code sent to your phone, and then you type that code into your Pinterest so that it doesn't get hacked or anything like that. And then you can check on your connected devices as well down here. So that's pretty much the basics of how you set up your account. I'm going to go ahead and log into my actual Pinterest account so that I can show you what it looks like. So this is what your account will look like once you get it all filled out. So I have a cover photo here that I made on Canva. It's this cute little moving picture. It just says Businesswomen Thrive. I think it's really cute. You can make this for free on Canva. I have my profile picture and I have Sarah and Start a Blog Tips, which again I will talk about why I have that in there in another video. I have my website claimed. This is my @ that people can @ me with, but again, nobody really @ people on Pinterest, so it doesn't really matter. And all of my monthly views, followers, all of that. This here is all of the pins that I have created. I prefer to use video pins, so a lot of these are going to be moving pins. So you can see everything that you have ever pinned right here. I don't know how far back it goes, but I mean, really, once they're pinned, you don't really need to worry about them anymore. So we have that. And then we have the saved section. So this is where all of your boards actually go for Pinterest. So you can see they've added a new board where I can see all of the pins that I've ever pinned. And I've pinned over 13,000 pins, which is insane. And I have some hidden boards here, and then I have all of my other boards. So as you can see, all of my boards, well, almost all of them except for a few, are completely branded. They have a cover photo on them. If you see these in the feed, you will know it's mine because it is branded. And it matches similarly to the theme that I have going on up here. I will talk more about getting your boards together and how to use them in another video of how to SEO your Pinterest account and really get the most out of Pinterest. So that's how you set up a business profile for your Pinterest account. It's really simple, but that's honestly the most simple thing that you are ever going to do with Pinterest. There is a lot more that goes into Pinterest, so stay tuned for all of my future videos about Pinterest. If you want to check out the playlist that I made of all the Pinterest videos that I have done, you can click or tap the screen right here and it will take you to that video. Or if you want to check out the video that YouTube has personally picked out for you, you can click or tap the screen right here to check out that video. And I will see you next Thursday. Bye!